Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you about the birth of People's Republic of China. This is a new series I have started all about China, what's happening in China, right? So I'll be starting with various presidents of China starting from Mao Zedong to the current Xi Jinping. Okay? With the birth of China on 1st October 1949, what we have seen is the birth of a new world altogether. It's completely a new world. China had its own identity in the world. It had established a unique place in the, you know, Committee of Nations. So what we have seen is that China's presence in the world in itself is unique. It displays its unique characteristics wherever it goes. Right. So now let's have a look at various Chinese presidents starting from Mao till the current one. I'll be telling you about their periods, the ruling timing. Mao Zedong or Mao Zedong, he ruled from 1949 to 1976. Hua Guofeng, he ruled from 1976 to 1978. Then Deng Xiaoping, he ruled from 1978 to 1992. After him comes Jiang Zemin. He rules from 1992 to 2002. Next, Hu Jintao. He rules from 2002 to 2012. Then comes the current one, Xi Jinping. He's started his presidency in 2012 and he's continuing till now. Now, what I am going to do is that I'll be going on by focusing on the very special and significant and landmark things what that has happened during the course of their regime starting from Mao Zedong. Let's first go to Mao Zedong, who ruled from 1949 to 1976, as I told you. He was the first president of China, but people used to call him, Chairman Mao, right? He was a founder of People's Republic of China, and it was founded on 1st October 1949. And he's also known as the father of modern China. And popularly, he is known to all of us as Chairman Mao. He ruled the country as the chairman of the Communist Party of China from 1949 to 1976. From 1951 to 1952, under 5 anti campaigns, he targeted wealthy and capitalists. Right? Between 1953 to 1958, he launched the first 5-year plans in China. In 1954, we all know Panchshil principles, that is 5 principles of coexistence were signed between India and China. By January 1958, he started Great Leap Forward. That is, in fact, the second 5-year plan that led to the death of more than 40 million people in China then. In 1962, we all know the Great Sino-Indian War took place in the northeastern part of India. And next, Cultural Revolution of 1966 was to destroy 4 olds: old customs, old culture, old habits, and old ideas. In fact, many people consider this initiative of Mao as one of the biggest disasters of his regime. Every communist, he says, must grasp the truth. What is the truth? Political power grows out of the barrel of the gun. This is one of the most famous words he had given to the world. Next, Another one, the very famous one, what it says is politics is war without bloodshed, while war is politics with bloodshed. So relevant, so practical. He followed a Marxist-Leninist ideology mixed to it Chinese characteristics, which is known to the world today as Maoism. That is how the great Mao Zedong ruled China from 1949 to 1976. Now, we go down to the next leader who took over after death of Mao. He is Hua Guofeng. He ruled for 2 years, 1976 to 1978. In fact, he was there in the transition period from Mao to the legendary Deng Xiaoping, right, who took over in 1978. Mao saw him, Hua Guofeng, as a loyal supporter who would continue his vision. Mao is believed to have said, with you in charge, I am at ease. If you take over, I'll be at peace. That's it. He made him premier after the death of Zhou Enlai. After the death of Mao in 1976, Hua arrested the Gang of Four and took over all the top posts of the country. He brought an end to the axis of cultural revolution. So finally, he was the one who brought to an end of the disaster of cultural revolution in China. He followed a centralized Soviet-style planned economy. In 1979, he became the first Chinese leader to go to United Kingdom and met then Prime Minister of the country, Margaret Thatcher. He discussed with her the future of Hong Kong because Hong Kong was then ruled by Britain. So this is how Hua Guofeng ruled from 1976 to 1978, a very small period, right? Next, now I'll go down to, the father of modern China. You can definitely give this title to him. He's no other than Deng Xiaoping, who ruled from 1978 to 1992. He was the first Chinese leader to openly attack Mao's legacy. Right. He took China to a market-driven direction. He opened up the entire country to overseas, investment. Mao behaved like God, people say, but Deng behaved like an emperor. He designated special economic zones such as, like Shenzhen. So this was the brainchild of Deng, that, economic development to lead the country to the next level. To become a world power. January 1st, 1979, he established diplomatic relations with America. He was the first Chinese leader to visit the US. He introduced the constitutional term limits to high offices like the presidency and the prime ministers. He supported one-child policy to tackle China's booming population. Otherwise, China would have been a disaster today. He proposed one country, two systems for Hong Kong, Macau, and even for future unification of Taiwan. He went for a military crackdown on Tiananmen Square protesters in 1989. It was considered as a big blot, right, a dark spot on the vast and eventful career of Deng Xiaoping. He says, "Do not debate is one of my inventions." Oh, look at this, right? In fact, he again said, reform is China's second revolution. So he wanted to reform the country, wanted to reform the party, right, wanted to bring economic, initiatives to the country so that China could become a world power, right? Now next, what we see is that after Deng, who took over was no other than Jiang Zemin. Jiang ruled from 1992 to 2002. He took over as the paramount leader in the year in 1992 after Deng Xiaoping. He instituted a policy of rethinking, right, after the Tiananmen, massacre, because that was one of the greatest blot on modern China. He wanted to spread the party spirit. Deng wanted Jiang to declare China as a socialist market economy rather than a communist one, because Deng was always in favor of opening the market to outsiders, opening the economy to outsiders. During his time, Jiang Zemin's time, Hong Kong was transferred to China by Britain in the year 1997. Again, in 1999, only after 2 years, Macau was also transferred to China by Portugal. On December 11, 2001, China joined the World Trade Organization and became its 143rd member. This was in fact a history created, because though WTO was born in 1995, China was not joining. Right? Only after 6 years of its birth, China joined the World Trade Body. His three represents are. This is a theory he contributed to the socialist thought of China. First one, he says importance of economic development. Second one, he says development of cultural identity. And the third one, and the final one, he says, is maintenance of people's mandate. He finally stepped down in 2004. This is how the eventful regime of Jiang Zemin came to an end in 2004. Right. And then we find another one gentleman who came to power in China called Hu Jintao. He ruled China from 2002 to 2012. By 1992 itself, he was groomed as future leader by Deng Xiaoping. He fought against corruption and used death penalty for many corrupt officials. Because by his time, right, by then, China was engulfed with massive corruption in every stage of administration. His famous 8 honors and 8 shames are: love the country, do it no harm; serve the people, never betray them; follow science, discard ignorance; be diligent, not indolent; be united, help each other; make no gains at others' expense; be honest and trustworthy; do not sacrifice ethics for profit; be disciplined and law-abiding, not chaotic and lawless; live plainly, work hard, do not wallow in luxuries and pleasures. Look at all these things, 8 principles he had left behind for all of us. However, Hu Jintao lacked charisma, unlike the previous leaders. He simply continued the reforms initiated by Jiang Zemin. He was not an innovator. He governed with caution and restraint. He was a true loyalist to the Communist Party of China. In fact, many say that he was a creature of the Communist Party of China. He could not see China beyond the Communist Party. Right. Now, we come down to the last one, and the current president, who is known to all of us. He is no other than Xi Jinping, who took over in 2012 from Hu Jintao. He took over as the General Secretary of the Communist Party of China in 2012, but he became the president in March 2013. He's considered as the most powerful leader of China since Mao Zedong. He initiated China Dream, which is closely associated with him, since 2012. It's all about a call for China's growing global influence and national rejuvenation. He launched another one historic initiative called One Belt, One Road, OBOR, or Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, in the year 2013 to improve connectivity and cooperation across three continents, Asia, Africa, and Europe. In fact, this OBOR or BRI covers more than 70 countries. Many economists and political thinkers say that this is what a gargantuan dream, Xi Jinping is seeing to connect the whole world with China, in fact. As a part of the OBOR, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, known as CPEC in brief, was launched, again to upgrade infrastructural facilities in Pakistan involving more than 50 billion US dollar. It's again a massive project that China is investing in many parts of Pakistan as of today. He amended the constitution in 2018 to remain in power forever. And that amendment clearly says that there is no term limit for a Chinese president. That means he can continue forever. That is how many people tell him and refer to him as president forever in China. He openly fought against American dominance in each and every global forum. He strengthened the hold over the party, military, and other aspects of the country. Right. In fact, he very cleverly, sidelined all his detractors from the party's various posts. Right. And we have also seen two unfortunate, violent conflicts between India and China during his time. One in 2017, that's in Doklam, another one in 2020, which is in fact going on till now, right, in eastern Ladakh. He became more aggressive and expansionist, right? He stood behind Russia on Ukraine invasion that Putin launched on February 24, 2022. He openly criticized America, right, that, sanctions imposed on Russia is not right. He opened China's first overseas base in Djibouti and recently another one in Solomon Islands in South Pacific. So, Xi Jinping is continuing the great China dream by expanding China's power, influence, and, soft power to each and every part of the world. I will also be bringing you to, the various significant initiatives of China in my next videos. This is where I have given you the brief about the Chinese presidents and leaders from Mao Zedong to Xi Jinping. There are many other things to talk about China. Definitely I'll be bringing out all of them one by one in my next videos. Thank you so much for watching me. Take care.